It feels like nowadays people have the absolute worst money habits ever. Like the way that some people spend their money is it's honestly mind-boggling. Like these people are struggling to pay their bills, they're drowning in debt. Um, they have cars they can't afford and they're still ordering DoorDash, which makes the food twice the price just because they're too lazy to go get the food themselves, or better yet, cook the food themselves. So, this video is going to be the 5 things that I absolutely refuse to do with my money. Like, these things to me are the biggest money wasters that there are. Like, these are set in stone rules that I will not compromise because I refuse to waste my hard-earned money on stupid shit. And these are the 5 biggest things that I feel like people waste their money on. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So you heard me say it before. The first thing that I refuse to do is pay for food delivery. And what I'm referring to specifically is like DoorDash and Uber Eats. This to me is like it's the worst habit that people have, especially in their 20s. Like I know people do it in their 30s and 40s and whatever, but like 20-year-olds who are just getting out of college and they're trying to pay off their student loans and get sort of settled in life, if you will, and they're paying 100% more for their food just to get it delivered. Like it makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever, and it's so common. Like I dead ass, I've seen people's phones on their home screen, and half of the apps on their home screen are like delivery services or like fast food restaurant apps like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and all this other crap. And I'm like, half of your phone's home screen is delivery services and food apps. Like, I'm like, your priorities are just messed up, man. Like that should all be like productive things, like ways of communicating and savings accounts and investing accounts and banking accounts and like anything else that's even slightly productive. But every time you open your phone up, you have 10 apps that are just basically begging you to spend money. You just setting yourself up for failure. And again, it's not like this is one time ordering food is going to break the bank, but that's not the case. Like if people are ordering DoorDash and Uber Eats and all this kind of stuff, they're probably doing it multiple times a month, if not multiple times a week. And it just adds up, man. It's really expensive. Ordering your meal that should be $15 turns into like $30, $35, and you do that a few times a week. You're spending a ridiculous amount of money on food, and chances are it's probably not the healthiest of food either. So keep that in mind as well. But that's number one. Paying for food delivery, I pretty much refuse to do that. Once in a blue moon, maybe I would order a pizza and tip the driver kind of thing. Of course, I used to deliver pizzas, so I totally get that and can relate to that. But I do not use Uber Eats. I do not use DoorDash. I don't use any of that stuff. It's just not worth it to me. Number two is financing an expensive car. Um, I, I I feel like people are so concerned with everyone else's opinions that they buy and finance cars that they cannot afford. I know someone personally who just upgraded their vehicle from a $300 monthly payment to a $700 monthly payment. And at the same time, quit her job. And I'm not trying to bash on anyone for quitting their job. I wasn't happy with my previous job, and I ended up quitting it. And then I ended up moving to a whole different state, which was risky, but my financial situation was a lot different than hers. Um, my car was paid for. I had a beefy emergency fund that I could live off of if I wasn't able to land a new job. Um, Meanwhile, this individual struggles to pay bills every month and just more than double her monthly car payment. And it's a recipe for disaster. It really is. And it's a shame to see people who do this to themselves. They think it's normal because they see others doing it, or it's just what they've always done. But man, financing a car that you cannot afford it could be detrimental to your personal financial situation. And chances are they're probably going to end up doing it again later on in life, and that car payment could end up going to $1,000. And I don't know, man. I don't know how people sleep at night with those kind of car payments, especially with little to no income. So that's another thing that I refuse to do is pay for a car that I really just can't afford. Number three is going to be upgrading to the new iPhone or whatever phone you have every 1 to 2 years. This, while it's not the biggest of deals because a lot of people are on the payment plans, they pay it off monthly, so it doesn't end up changing their phone cost that much. I think it's the principle of it, in my opinion. I have had the same phone for the past 6 years and it works perfect. I still have an iPhone 12. But when I got it, I bought it out in full, in cash, didn't have any monthly payments on it, and it still works perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. Knock on wood, I have not really had any issues with it. So there's no reason to upgrade. Why would I? It works perfectly. I have no complaints. Camera's fine. Speed is fine. Connection is fine. Storage is fine. There's no need to upgrade. I can save that money and use it elsewhere. I can spend it on myself. I can invest it. I can put it towards my vacation budget. Whatever I want to do with that money, I can. But if I did upgrade, I would end up spending probably $1,000 on a new phone, or I would pick up an unnecessary monthly payment. And I refuse to spend money on things that I don't need. And until that phone, shits the bed, I'm using it, man. It's great. iPhone 12 Pro, no problems at all. Knock on wood. So number 4 is going to be carrying a credit card balance from month to month. This is probably the most common mistake that people make, because almost everyone I know, probably about, I shouldn't say almost everyone, I would say maybe 80% of people I meet who I discuss finances with, they carry a credit card balance from month to month. And I think what I think is most people are just a product of their environment, for the most part, not always, but if you grow up and your parents or your friends or your cousins or whomever always carries credit card balances from month to month, chances are you probably are gonna as well. Just because that's what is normal to you, that's what you've always known, so you just do as you see. There's certain people who get it from the start, that they just understand that carrying a credit card balance is a bad idea because you're paying interest to these credit card companies. But most people don't even think that far into it. They just swipe their card and make the minimum monthly payments and move on with their life. So I think this is the most common mistake that people make, but it's something that I refuse to do. I have quite literally never paid a penny of interest to any credit card company, and I never plan to, because as soon as I do, they win. For now, I'm just taking advantage of the cash back and the rewards, so I'm winning against the credit card companies. But as soon as I start paying interest, they've won. And I refuse to let them win. So that's number 4. Number 5, the fifth and final thing I refuse to do with my money, is I refuse to buy things just because they're on sale. Now, let me explain. There's a difference between buying food because it's on sale, right? Like if there's, I don't know, chicken wings at the store and they're on sale, and I wasn't necessarily planning on getting chicken wings, maybe I'll get it because it's cheaper. I can replace that with another meal that I was planning that week. So that, that makes sense, right? I'm saving some money. I'm, taking advantage of a sale. However, going to the wholesale store and buying a TV for $500 because it's normally $700 when I don't need a fucking TV, it makes no sense. So I refuse to just buy things because they're on sale. And I used to be kind of guilty of this when it came to Black Friday. I used to love Black Friday shopping because I do like the idea of getting a good deal on things. I am a big fan of that. But I've learned to only buy things that I absolutely need. And if they are on sale, then even better. But chances are if I need something, I'm just going to buy it. You know what I mean? Or if there's something that I really want, I'm just going to end up buying it. Unless I know it's coming on sale, then I'll wait. But just buying things that are on sale that I had no intention of buying when I walked into the store, it's just a waste of money. It's stupid. So now I would at least like give it a week to think about it and ask myself, do I really need this, or do I really want this, or was I just excited about it being on sale when I first saw it? And I think that's helped me save a lot of money over the years. And again, that comes down to just self control. Being able to identify the fact that you didn't need that or you didn't even want it when you walked in. So just take some time to think about it. It'll probably still be on sale in a week. And if not, who cares? Just take the time to think about it. Don't buy things just because they're on sale. Chances are you don't need it or want it. So don't even waste your money on it. So that's it. Those are the 5 things that I refuse to do with my money: pay for food delivery, finance an expensive car, upgrade to the newest phone every year, carrying credit card balances month to month, and finally buying things that are on sale just because they're on sale. I think these are 5 solid rules. If you implement this into your personal financial situation, it's not going to hurt. It'll only make things better. So maybe give it a try. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything that you guys refuse to do with your money that maybe I forgot about, that you think could be on this list as well. So I would appreciate it if you drop that down in the comments below. If you're new here, I post every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, I post all kinds of content about personal finance, life experiences, really just anything I feel like talking about. I put it over some gameplay, and I throw it up here for you guys. So as always, I appreciate you guys clocking in with me, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.